Hey everyone, HalfAZ1 here, and I'm finally back. I know I've been gone for a while. I apologize. I've been really busy with some winter school. I'm taking online classes to further my education, I guess, and graduate faster, and you know, holidays and all that stuff. But anyways, let's get right down to the video. I wanted to make a video explaining my arena team that I'm currently using in depth. I've been testing this for weeks. It's working great on offense and defense. But though my shard already figured out how to beat them, so most guys already beat me down and take me down. But in the beginning, I had like a lot of guys like ask me what did I change, what did I do, and like can use trip mods and all that stuff. But anyway, let's get down right to it. So I'm using CLS lead. It's a rebel team mixed with Mother Talzin, and I had a guy actually message me, and a random guy messaged me on Reddit asking me how my team works because he stalked my .gg profile, which is perfectly fine. I'm actually flattered that people actually, you know, look at like top players profiles and see like what teams they're using. That's totally fine. That's how you learn and adapt. Briefly, Mother Talzin is amazing in this team. It's like the bread and butter kind of. You could auto teams with this build. Besides raid teams, you can auto anything else pretty easily, and this team wins. I've done that in the past. With raid teams, you can't really auto, you lose. Ray auto is really, or the AI for Ray is really strong. That's why I'm going to be working on Ray really soon. But anyway, let's get down right to it. I'm going to briefly talk about how each character works, or tune works, and speeds, who you want to go first, who you want to make, you know, go first, and that stuff like that. So let's talk about R2 first. You want R2 to go first, absolutely. You want him to put a smoke screen on your team first. I have him at 285. Keep in mind I have God speeds, and I realized not everyone obviously has these kind of speeds, so I would use your fastest mods and equip it on R2. You definitely want the speed primary set, and then anything else as fillers that you have the fastest secondary speeds on, but you want to put the fastest speed mods and yeah, make him the fastest as possible. Preferably you want him to go first in your shard, but my thing goes second fastest in the shard. I have a guy that goes 290 for his R2, so yeah, that's pretty much it. R2 is basically for like a second kind of like tank, I guess. Yeah, in terms of like Zetas for like, you know, beginners, I'd Zeta him both. They're really good Zetas. Definitely get R2 should be a priority for Zetas. They're both really good Zetas. I would Zeta number crunch first because it gives max protection, offense, and galactic power to rebels and all the other factions that it lists, and it's like you want that extra stuff. And then combat analysis is just good cleansing ability. So I'll do that second, but definitely Zeta both. Next character we have is Grand Admiral Thrawn. You want him to go the second fastest. I realize not everyone has Thrawn, but you know, if you're a long time player, you should already have Thrawn. So there's not really a substitute for Thrawn. Thrawn is like unique. You could put in GK, have double tank. That's another team that is popular. Have my team and take out Thrawn and have the double tank with Mother Talzin, CLS lead, and R2. But I didn't want to run that, even though it's good. I want to run my own variation, and I'm running Thrawn instead of GK, and it's working really well. I love that extra fracture, so I have Thrawn at 270 speed, going the second fastest on my team. Now again, you could have him slower than that. Don't, you know, you don't have to aim for my speeds. Depends on your shard. Really depends on your shard and who's, you know, like who has the fastest speeds. But you want to preferably have your Thrawn go the fastest in your shard. Mine, I think, goes second or third. I remember a guy that runs a Thrawn at 275 in my shard, but yeah, I have him maxed out because of ships. I use Thrawn's capital ship, but yeah, I mean, speed primaries. And in terms of Zetas, I just Zeta ebb and flow. I did the leadership ability, you know, to just raise power for that ship, but yeah, it's good for dark side territory battles. But like if you're conserving Zetas, the most important one just to do is ebb and flow, the unique one. Alright, so let's move on to the third character, which is CLS. You want to run him on lead because his leadership ability for Rebels is really good. He's the meta right now. He's like the beat stick, the monster truck that hits really hard. I have him maxed out also, and you want him to go the third fastest. I have him at 269, conveniently 1 speed lower than Thrawn. Because right after you fracture with Thrawn or give protection, you want CLS to do this debuffs or whatever you need to do at that time, and it's a perfect opportunity for him to go third. I would equip speed mods as I did here, and any fillers, and just equip your fastest mods again. You don't have to go with my speeds. It depends on your shard once again, but you want him to go the third fastest. And in terms of Zetas, I tripled Zetaed him. It's really worth it. Especially if you're a beginner player, you just got CLS, definitely triple Zeta all the way. I would definitely triple Zeta this. First Zeta you want to do is it binds all things, because yeah, Luke gets protection, stuff like that. Luke gets protection, stuff like that, and he gives turn meters to his allies also. And then the second Zeta I do is his leadership ability. And if you guys don't want to triple Zeta him, you could skip on learn control, but it's really beneficial for Luke to do his second Zeta ability. That's that for Luke. And then the fourth fastest you want to go is, of course, Mother Talzin. I have her conveniently at 237. I recently acquired faster speed mods. I had her at 230, but I got faster speed mods from farming recent days. That's good. I finished all of her Zetas because I was working the Night Sister teams for Territory Wars and Arena, but for some reason for me, the Night Sisters didn't work out quite well. I still probably need to test and remod and stuff like that, but definitely want to do Plague Bearer for Mother Talzin, but she should be the last priority for Zetas, because all the other characters, you want to Zeta them first, and I'll talk about Old Ben after this, but you want to Zeta Old Ben also. As of leadership, if you're using Night Sisters, by all means go ahead, but if you're not and you're just using Mother Talzin in hybrid teams, do not waste your Zeta on her leadership ability. I made her, you want speed mods, speed sets, again, and fillers with secondary speeds to make her go the fastest possible. And yeah, you just keep going Plague with her. So you want her to go fourth. So you just keep hitting Plague, and you don't want to hit her third move because you don't have other Night Sisters to call in. So it's not going to be really beneficial, and you won't get any of these effects. Besides, like if you kill, like, you could use it if like the opponent's tune is really low, and you get healing just from other tiles, but usually you never want to use this. You only use the first one, and especially keep hitting Plague, and then keep hitting the basic move, so it spreads the Plague, and it just kills teams off really easy. So that's it for Mother Talzin. And then the last team that is really good is the last tune that is really good is Old Ben. He's the MVP here, besides Mother Talzin. Actually, all of these tunes are MVPs. I love Old Ben. I used GK in the past. Now I'm just using Old Ben everywhere where I can. I've double Zetaed him. Double Zetas, I'm telling you, is really worth it. But if you're like conserving Zetas, or you can't get Zetas fast enough, I would just Zeta his Devoted Protector Zeta. It's really good. Once he loses a taunt, if he was debuffed and stuff like that, he still gains the taunt. So if he has buff immunity, he'll still gain a taunt again, which is pretty cool, especially against DNs and stuff like that. It's really good. In like the beginning when I made this team, people like Rex League teams complained about my team because my Old Ben just like destroyed their teams. But now most of them figured out how to beat my team, which is sad. But anyway, I did double Zeta. I did the second Zeta ability if you strike me down. It's not really needed, but you get more turn meter, and you gain more bonus when he dies. So it's really good all around. I would double Zeta him if you guys are focusing for Rebels only. I would definitely double Zeta him. And in terms of that speed, I have him the slowest at 220. You want him to be at least 220 or higher, because he's not just a tank. He does mind tricks and ability blocks, and the cool combo with this with Thrawn and Obi-Wan Kenobi, or Old Ben. I don't know why I said Obi-Wan Kenobi. When he inflicts ability block, Thrawn's basic. If you have ability block on an opposing toon, he stuns them for 1 turn instead. So if they're not ability blocked, and Thrawn uses his basic, he gives them speed up. And if they have ability block, they're gonna have stun for 1 turn. So that's really cool combination you guys can do also with stuns and all that stuff. That's pretty much it for the team. If you guys don't have Mother Talzin, or you just have her under geared, or I know a lot of people have her 4 stars or 5 stars. I just use Raid Han instead. He's really good. You want him to be at like 220-ish speed. I could get him to 230, but like you definitely want to have him fast. Critical damage sets and any fillers for secondary speeds, but that's about it for the team. If you guys don't have Mother Talzin, and I had the guy I think I mentioned that messaged me on Reddit. He asked if Mother Talzin is usable at 4 or 5 stars. You definitely want to have her at gear 11, but I would use Raid Han if you have him instead, just because she's a little bit squishy at 4 or 5 stars, and she can be taken out easily. My Mother Talzin is 7 stars, as you guys can see on screen, and she's really tanky. She has 44,000 protection and 32,000 health, and I have her maxed out gear also, gear 12 pieces, so that's really beneficial for me. But you can still run. I mean, it really depends on your shard, what your shard is running. And this team is really good, in my opinion. It still holds on defense pretty well, because some people are still scared facing it. And also, I've decided to call this team TiLD 2.0. The first original TiLD was created by Team Instinct. And it consisted of the same thing I have, except that instead of Thrawn, I had GK in for double tank. It's really solid on defense as well. It works very well. I play that team sometimes also, but I wanted to share this one because I love this one the most, because it's first of all unique. No one's using this in my shard, exact build in my shard, or and yeah, I just love Thrawn. So this is TiLD 2.0, and let's get right into the battles to show you guys how this team exactly works. Alright, so the first team we're going to be facing is a Ventures lead Night Sister team. This guy actually recently just made this team, so let's see how we do. I actually do not have Ventures leads besides myself trying it out on my shard, so let's see what we want to do. Let's go ahead and fracture GK, because if I fracture Zombie's just gonna die, and it's not gonna be any good. Playing on us is not too bad. We just need to get our play going. I don't want to kill the zombie, and I did kill the zombie. That's okay though. Let's go ahead and taunt right away. Let's kill Daka off. Let's go ahead and get our play going. So this should be a pretty easy battle. This particular build of Night Sisters is not really good against CLS elite teams, because GK, it's really the GK variant with Night Sisters is really good against Ray teams, but not CLS teams. All right, so let's go ahead and I just killed zombie. I don't know why. That's not really good. All right. Let's try killing Ventress off. The cool thing is, if my old Ben dies, I just get bonuses, and he's probably gonna die there. Boom, we got bonuses from old Ben, so that's not really too bad. And boom, zombie's just basically done, and then you just have like a lonely GK to deal with. You guys see here, it's pretty easy to plow down with this team. It's a powerhouse. Usually none of my toons die. So in this case, it did die because of Plague. I could have played that a lot better, but old Ben dying is really beneficial. So let's move on to the next battle. Alright, so the next team we're facing is a typical Zares team. Pretty boring, but let's go right into it. This team could auto this team really easily, but I'm just gonna do it manually for you guys to see how you basically do it. Definitely fracture GK, pretty easy fracture there. Definitely want to stop Thrawn, hopefully get the, yes, buff immunity, and then when R2 stealths, or we can just ability block. This R2 is really slow, so this is why you have these speeds, because you could basically potentially, if they have a really slow R2, R2 is not even going to be able to get stealth, which is pretty cool. Thrawn's almost down, so let's go and taunt. Alrighty. Thrawn is down. Now we need to just worry about Nihilus, and then we should be good to go. Nihilus is pretty much almost down. Just have to guess pile through. Alrighty. Alright, let's try getting rid of our 2 here. Might as well. That is annoying. Let's go put in another plague. But yeah, I mean, Zare's teams, I don't know why this guy's still using Zare's, but Zare's teams are pretty much dead, especially against raid teams. Raid teams like devour Zare's teams. And CLS also devours Zare's. But I understand people, you know, some people don't have a lot of teams to work with, so that's totally fine. If you use a team that to get first in arena or whatever position you need, you know, during your payouts, that's totally acceptable. I mean, now I just have GK here, and pow, we're done. It's really easy. I mean, I could just click the auto and it'd be like autoable easily. And yeah, so let's move on to the last battle for this team. Alright, so the next team we're going to be facing is a Ray team with a combination of CLS. Very odd. Well, it's not odd, but I guess I could say typical. Alright, so we want to... With Ray teams, you really want to fracture Ray first, if possible. I'm going to try doing that. Okay, now it's not possible to do that because our 2's going to go and stealth everybody. But that's fine. Let's go ahead and get rid of GK first. And then we can focus on Ray. Because with my team, I can survive hits and slow the team down. So that's not a problem there. So we just need to get rid of GK. So that shouldn't be a problem at all. Alright, let's go and put that ton up. And BB-8 actually caught Plague, which is pretty interesting too. So that's pretty good. Usually BB-8 does not catch Plague. Yeah, this is one of the teams that I really cannot auto. Let's go and cleanse Talzin and get a return meter. Just keep inflicting Plague as much as possible. GK is almost down on their team. Alright, so now we could actually go ahead. Now this is Freetown here. We could go ahead and take down Ray, fracture Ray, and Ray's pretty much done. And this team, you know, this team's pretty much done. Pretty easy, and then I could just auto from here, and it should be pretty easy. So that's pretty much it. I mean, you gotta just remember who to fracture, priorities, stuff like that, and who to put buff immunity with CLS, and keep hitting the Plague and the basic for Mother Talzin. And that's pretty much it. And then for OB, I forgot to mention that to use the ability block as well. So that's important. So that's it for TiLD 2.0. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.